You had a pretty good week. You had a pretty good week because, look, I'm looking at the polls here of all the swing states. And I think most shocking to some of the folks, I just saw a poll out of Michigan where Donald Trump was winning by 7 or 8 points. And with that in mind, you had a chance to sit down with Donald Trump here this past week. Tell the folks about that meeting, about the strategy to win Michigan and the other swing states.
Yeah, the president's team called and said, "Hey, we'd like to meet with some folks from Southeast Michigan. We thought that it would be a worthwhile meeting. We think we've got a shot at winning Michigan. So come on down and talk to us about how we coordinate." So I went down with the chairperson of Oakland County, the chairperson of Macomb County, and also with a representative from the Chaldean community. Three important leaders in Southeast Michigan. The president was very engaged. His team was very engaged, talking about various strategies that we need to implement to be successful in Southeast Michigan. We're successful in Southeast Michigan with those three communities. We win the state. Donald Trump is the next president of the United States. It was great to have the conversation.
I'm going to go back to Macomb County, his visit. I believe it was in September. I was there in person, Macomb County. He came to that auto parts manufacturer down there, did the president. And he began to sharpen his message on EVs. What a failure they would be. That was during the auto workers walkout during the strike from the UAW. He said, look, it doesn't matter what contract you get if you have no job. Doesn't matter, right? And he said these EVs will be the death of General Motors and Ford and Stellantis. And he was right. And look what's happened since. General Motors, Ford, Stellantis backing away from that. Fisker, the electric company startup in California, is on the rocks, almost in the point of bankruptcy. It needs $200 million immediately. EVs are a disaster. He knows it. He knows it's a disaster for America and our freedom. And did he talk about that? Because I believe it's 600,000 people in Michigan that are connected to the auto industry and their suppliers that will be the difference come November here in the state. What do you think?
Oh, I think that's exactly right. There's different numbers all over the place, but the bottom line is the automobile manufacturing industry, their home base is still Michigan. Electric vehicles require 40% less labor in their manufacturing. And so you're looking at 40% fewer automobile jobs in Michigan, 40% fewer UAW jobs in the state of Michigan. Auto manufacturing is the lifeblood of the manufacturing sector in Michigan. This is transformational, and it's transformational in a bad way for the economy of Michigan. I talked to a friend of mine from Macomb County this past week, and she came back and said the same thing. Pete, Donald Trump is going to run away with Macomb County because the tool and die folks, the machinists, they recognize what EVs are going to do. And you have this cabal of Joe Biden and Gretchen Whitmer who are spending taxpayer monies to force EVs on the U.S. automotive industry.
Which nobody wants.
Which nobody wants.
Consumers don't want.